Stephanie White here, going over the world in 2015 on the January Economist cover. And we're already in September, so quite a bit has already transpired. But I did want to say what I'm seeing in it based on the months that are still left. I would like to point out to you that there is a turtle in the center of all of this that has 911 on it, and I'll explain how that comes about. You can count the toenails, which come out to 9, and it has 11 dashes on the back. Fabian society is represented by the turtle, which moves slowly, but when it bites hard. And based on the calculations I've looked at, we're nearing another bite. The first 911 actually comes out if you add it together by single digit, for instance 9 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, out to a 14. If you do the two-digit method with 9 plus 11 plus 20 plus 1, you end up with 41, which is a reverse 14. And the target date I'm looking at is 11/22, the 52nd anniversary of JFK. And 11/22, when you use the one-digit method, is also a 14. Two-digit, it comes out to 68, but that does break down to a 14. And I'm going to explain to you what I'm seeing in the Economist cover that actually relates to this event at the later part of November. Okay, so that now brings us to, right now we're at the kickoff of the 2030 agenda, and of course 9 eggs, which this is the 9th month. That's what we saw, the predictive programming around 9/23, so we'd pay attention to the message in the form of an egg here, or eggs. Now if you were to look at the Roman dating on this, we actually would be 2 months off, so then we'd be looking at November, and November 23rd for when they begin their actions. However, 11/22 is when I calculated everything. Over here we see an American drum set with a British guitar being smashed into it, and it was actually back on 11/22 when the Beatles brought their White Album to us. But what I'm looking at here is that the 5 reflects a 2, and it was 52 years ago that JFK was assassinated. I do believe that is coded for it, because we always have to see what the reflection is, and those together give us a key reason behind the date. Now look over here. Right now we have a sumo wrestler and a battery. Question could be, are we going to see a reverse in power, or see a shift in how things are structured? Very well could be, especially if there's a terrible attack on the US. We see over here what looks like the Queen of England driving a bus with an A and a 4. The A is 1. 1 plus 4, obviously 14. I already told you the 2 sacrifice days do come out to 14, and that is what is driving this. I'm not quite sure why the Queen of England is in the bus, but that's what we're seeing here. English guitar, Queen of England. Now, if you look over here at the painting that's on top of this sand pile, it's a painting that was completed by Leonardo da Vinci, and it's the tale is of a woman who's infected with syphilis because she is the lover of the king, and she in turn infects the king. But she's on a pile of sand, and so the question would be, what is this location that's being infected? What is this location that's being attacked, that's near these 2 arrows that have been shot over here during the November time? And I'm not sure if these are coordinates, dates, rituals, birth numbers, other than they are during the November time. And they're near our observer for here, which could be us, the audience, watching all of this Alice in Wonderland going on behind the scenes. So right now we've jumped into the rabbit hole. Here's our rabbit. Now I want to point out to you the difference between 68 are 1122 and 41 are 911 is 27, and they are holding up exactly 27 fingers. So we have 10, 15, 20, and see, 2, 27. So there we go. And then if we look over here at Angela Merkel with her Illuminati sign, I just want to let you know that she was elected. She ended up becoming the chancellor on 11/22, 10 years ago. So again, we're seeing another veiled reference here of 11/22, just like this could be 11/22. Oh, and just one more thing to mention, Winston Churchill, World War II, we see a rocket being launched off in the background. We see even something more ominous, which looks like a nuclear explosion. So then the question would be, what country would actually take that risk? And if that is a possibility, are we going to see this type of event in the US? Is it going to be something that launches off a third world war? I do believe that we need to see a second 911 before the New World Order will be officially underway. One that, if you remember, iPet Goat tore our flag in half, something that I hope to never see, but we're still noticing a lot of 923 and 239 subliminals in our programming. So since we're still seeing those numbers everywhere, we know that this isn't over yet, and we're still in the 239th year. And if you turn over 923, you end up with the 323rd 326 year flipped over, which comes out to 1122. So these guys like to code everything in a way that you won't notice it right off. So they may think at this point that we're relaxed on it, and yet they still plan on a final coup de grace on 1122. Okay, until next time, bye.